Hey Scorpio, it's Jen here from Tarot Spirit. I'm here for your my cameras, August 2016 monthly tarot reading. Today I'm using the Japardize Tarot and the Linestrider Tarot, and I'm going to pull categories like I did last month. So Scorpio, August 2016. Nice. All right, we got some fire, earth, wind, and fire. No, I'm sorry. We have fire and wind. Lots of change. Moving away. This has been a theme this month. A lot of people are having really reassessing things. It's almost like the energy that kind of seems to happen around the new year, where sort of we revisit everything and figure out where we're going and what we want to do and what we want to manifest. And it's sort of that. It's almost like a midlife crisis, but not so. But more of like a proactive one, not like a reactive type of, older men stereotypical buying like a sports car or some stuff, something like that. Yes. Oh, nice. Nice cards. So we'll start with the bottom of the decks here. We have the Three of Fire. So this is sort of see in this deck, this person is up in a balloon and it's really getting a high perspective, the big picture, and that's that energy I was just talking about, really assessing everything and looking way beyond just our little focus little part of the world, and really trying to look at things from a much broader perspective, a much wider range. So instead of looking at like what we're going to do today or this week, like what are we going to do in for our life for 10 years, like what's the big picture, where do we want to go, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I always hate when they ask that in a job interview. It's the stupidest question, but I think it's a really great question to ask about your life. What are you going to do? Where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, if we should be so lucky? And, start getting that down on paper. And then our other is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is new practical beginnings. This is a spiritual beginning, just a beautiful fresh start from the universe in a really some practical ways. Cute little bunny. At the center of the reading, the focus of the reading, we have this beautiful Queen of Fire. And she's a passionate, motivated, strong, enthusiastic queen that keeps her fire burning and carries it with her and lives her life purpose, and always is focused on what she's passionate about and motivated about and creative, and is able to carry that enthusiasm through all aspects and parts of her life. So that's the type of energy Scorpio is focusing or cultivating this month. And she's a very good leader, and being the leader of your own life, taking charge, not reacting but acting and making a plan and making some decisions. My son's coming up. And really taking charge. So make sure that you're the one making the decisions and guiding your own life, and you're not just sort of reacting and that you're living your life. It's not living you type of energy. Hey, Jacob. He must have heard me doing a reading. Okay, so career. This has been coming up. This is the second time it's come up. The High Priestess has come up in this position. What are those nagging thoughts and feelings that you come up about a career? Like, oh my God, wouldn't it be so nice to garden every day? That person's so lucky that they have that job. Wouldn't it be nice to do this? And you immediately shut it down because, well, it doesn't have benefits. I can't leave my job. I went to school for this job. I finally got to this level. I don't want to start over. I would have to move to do that. I would have to blah, 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 blah. So when those little gut feelings or thoughts that come from way deep down somewhere, when they reach your consciousness, just write it down. Don't rationalize why it can't be and shove it back down again. Let it come to the surface and examine it. And this has been the theme of all these readings. Let's put everything on the table. This is a complete change and transformation. Leaving one thing behind and transforming into something new. So for some of us, and a lot of us, because this has been a theme in all three readings so far, everything's up for discussion. We're getting this high perspective and everything's on the table. So do not dismiss, I want to move to Hawaii and become a surf instructor because I'm a lawyer and I went to school for that. Well, I don't know. It's you only live once. Is it really true? Maybe you could downsize. You have a family. Well, maybe you could do this. Maybe you could, everything, people make it happen. My brother lives abroad. People, if you have an open mind and you're really looking at the big picture, in some ways, anything is possible. It may not be the easiest thing. I think that's where we get stuck between what's possible and what's easy, and they're not necessarily synonymous. So it might not be the easiest thing to do, but it doesn't mean it can't be done, and it doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do, and that the results won't be, after the difficult part of making it happen, won't be incredibly rewarding. And then in the home life, we have the Jester of Fire, and I need to look because I can't remember if the Jester is the Knight or the Page. I think it's the Knight. No, it's the Page. And the Stranger is the Knight. So you can kind of tell by the picture that it's the Page, but I just wanted to, the offering. I just wanted to make sure. So here's, it's really cool in this picture because we have the Queen and she's got her fire. She's figured out how to carry her fire. She has it close to her. She's not afraid of it burning her. And this guy, this Page, he just got his fire and he's kind of like, whoa, it's a little bit out of control. He's kind of, he's sort of holding it a little bit away from him because it's like, oh, what do I do? How do I focus this? How do I contain my enthusiasm and channel it so it's the most productive, the most beneficial to me, so that it guides me. For here, it's really guiding her, and she's at peace with it, and it's not out of control. It's focused and contained. So in our home life, it's like we're not sure how to sort of contain our enthusiasm or focus this desire for change in our lives and being the leader in our lives and following our passions. But we also have this beautiful Sun card. So this could be about children. For some of you, you may want to work with children. For some of you, your children may be the motivation for wanting change. Or it could be the reason for not having change. But the sun is enlightenment. It's having aha moments. So whatever that those those desires that have been suppressed and we haven't been entertaining are really going to come to light and be illuminated. And it's going to be a transformation in all areas of our lives. Because over here in the spirituality, we have the Six of Wands, which is the Six of Swords, which is moving away. This is literally moving over water. Some of you want to move completely abroad, somewhere else. But it's also a mental, like moving from a way of living, a way of thinking, a way of doing things to some place that feels better, that's less stressful, more aligned with our desires, and more emotionally, it's not as stressful because it's something we're passionate about and care about instead of just living life because it's how we should do things and it's comfortably unsatisfying but comfortable and not it's settled, even if it's kind of unsettling on some inner level, if that makes any sense. So in our relationships, we're having to communicate. I'm going to go back. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around to the spiritual. In the spirituality card, we also have the Five of Cups. So this could be spurred on maybe by the breakup of a relationship, the breakup of a partnership at work sort of going sour for some reason, friendship, whatever. There could be something that happens to us emotionally that sort of hits us, but really shakes us up to thinking, you know what? I'm not happy. And this happened because I'm not happy. And so I need to change that. I need to get away from unhappiness in my life and align what I do and how I live my life to be more emotionally and mentally fulfilling and to follow my passions. Because yeah, sure, maybe my relationship broke down, but you know what? That's because I was so damn unhappy. And you can blame other people, but you probably weren't necessarily happy in the relationship either. So, you can consider that. But now you're like, I was just waiting around for this other person and just going through the motions instead of following my passions and no more. I'm not going to stay where I am because of someone else or because, and whether it's like someone you're involved with or society or your family or your own things that you carry with you that you don't even realize, well, I have to do this. I have to get this job. I have to have this. I have to do that. Well, you don't actually have to really do anything. And I'm not talking about staying home and being a bum or anything, but you don't have to stay somewhere where you're unhappy. I mean, life is very short. So in your relationships, you're going to have to communicate. And, if you've been feeling stuck, this card goes beautifully with that Three of Fires, getting a different perspective, looking at the big picture. Everything's up for discussion and change, everything. And you have to look at things in a completely different way where career, relationships, spirituality, everything is up for discussion this month for all the signs. I don't know what's going on astrologically that's creating this, but it's a good thing. Reassessing what's going on. How, it's not necessarily easy to make the change, but it will be worth it in the long run. So changing how you look at things, including relationships. And if you're single, that's okay. I mean, then in some ways you really have the freedom to make some bigger changes without having to worry about how they're going to affect someone else's life. I mean, you'll still have your other relationships, your friends, your family, but you have to consider everything and find a way to move into a life that's more comfortable and more in line with your passions, and take charge and take a leadership role in making that happen. So this is a month for action. And you know, you have the sun, the high priestess, the hanged man, the emperor. Then you have, you know, the fire, the death card. I mean, this is a big month for you guys, and the Ace of Pentacles. So you have the, not only the enthusiasm, but the practical resources and ability to make these changes happen. So I hope you have an amazing month. It looks amazing to me. And I'll see you at the next video. Take care.